Now, a very good evening to you, and thank you for tuning in EBN TV. Welcome to EBN Prime Edition tonight, the 25th day of October, the year 2023. I do hope you are well from wherever you are watching. My name is Sami Adika. Now, starting us off tonight on matters education, the Kenya National Union of Teachers, NAT, has called on the Kenya National Examination Council, NEC, to pay invigilators and exam markers their dues once the exams end. Speaking in Nakuru, NAT Secretary General Collins Oyu noted that invigilators and exam markers will not tolerate late payment under the Kenya Kwanza government.
Mark exams, supervised exams, invigilate exams. We call upon the National Examination Council. The business we witnessed this time round, and this is the year 2023, let us take a total departure from the behavior and the kind of frustrations that we gave our teachers this time round, those teachers who work. Can they first of all consider paying our teachers the moment these teachers conclude exams? We shall not sit back again. And you know, I don't want to lead teachers to the street.
Well, now remember that the Kenya Secondary, that is the KCSE examinations, just kicked off on Monday, and also we expect KPSEA and KCPE to start on 30th of October, that will be next week on Monday. And still on matters education, Kenya Union of Post-Primary School Teachers, KUPPET, now want the government to consider taking teachers through paramilitary training following the frequent insecurity cases in some parts of the country. Speaking in Isiolo, KUPPET Secretary Edward Obocha has reiterated the need to arm teachers to protect themselves during attacks. Now, this comes barely days after a section of teachers from Northeastern demand for transfers following the rising cases of insecurity.
Teachers to stop protecting themselves using jokes. Wapewe guns. Unakubaliana hiyo hapa tuendelee kutumia joka? Tupewe guns. Paramilitary training and guns. Yeah, because things are very bad. I've also seen Teacher Service Commission interdicting teachers because they have run away for safety from insecurity prone areas. They must consider life first. A teachers run for safety and have an interdicted, sure. That's being inhuman. And that's what I was saying, that the Teacher Service Commission must be more humane, more friendly, and stop being a teacher suffering center. Life must be given priority. Nothing that comes first is life. Number moja. So hiyo ya guns, mimi nataka nijue kama ni wangapi hapa by show of hands wanakubaliana kwamba walimu waanze kupewa paramilitary training na wapewe guns for their own safety, especially in security prone areas. Haya, mnaona hiyo? Tunakubaliana sisi wote. Combat power. Paramilitary training.
Now, still in the northern part of the country, leaders from Mandera County have asked the Interior Ministry to increase the number of security officers before the national exams kick off next week. The leaders say the region has suffered teachers shortage after those deployed left due to insecurity cases. And now CS Kithure Kindiki should ensure the exams are well manned.
We are insecure, but we are saying the National Examination Council, together with the Ministry of Interior, the police, the DCC, and all those concerned, they should make sure, as they have always done in the past, that national examinations are done without any worries, without any gap in security.
There won't be any hiccups as many people want to imagine. Otherwise, let everybody rest assured that the exams, the security of it especially, is going to be top-notch.
Now, away from matters education and insecurity in the northern part of the country, now heading to Uasin Gishu County, the Anglican Archbishop Jackson Ole Sapit has stressed on the need for the Kenya Kwanza government to reconsider its taxation policy. Now, Jackson Ole Sapit says the taxation policy has highly contributed to the high cost of living that many Kenyans have been complaining about. Speaking during the 40th anniversary of the Anglican Church in Uasin Gishu County, Sapit noted that the tax burden is impacting all Kenyans, especially the lower class.
Our counties having enough and in abundance, we will have less means of conflicts. And that's our urge for all Kenyans. We need a united country. We need a Kenya that will focus on every part of the nation to develop, and that's our call to every county government and also to the national government. That as a plan for every Kenyan, whether their political persuasion or religion may differ from yours, we all belong together, and we shall grow and thrive together as a people, and we can go far together.
Well, Meru County Assembly earlier on Wednesday started debating Governor Kawira Mwangaza's impeachment motion. The motion was presented by the Majority Leader Evans Mawira Karia, who highlighted 7 counts that warrant Governor Mwangaza's impeachment. While representing Governor Mwangaza, lawyer Danstan Omari has castigated the Meru County Assembly members for failing to follow the right procedures in establishing the 7 counts as grounds to impeach Kawira, including public participation that was conducted earlier this week.
Of this county, that is about Article 2, a person who can act Section 4 of the Public Appointments Act by appointing one Kenneth Mwetiriongo, Section 45, 55. And we, the representatives of the people, we have made a decision, Honorable Speaker, that we must bring back the glory, bring back the dignity, bring back the Meru County that we knew, Honorable Speaker, that was avowed and honored all over in this country and beyond, Honorable Speaker. If we win, we'll win for our mother and Meru County, and if we die, we'll die for our mother and Meru County.
The governor's allegations against her are based on law. Do we ourselves close our ears from following the law? And we say we must defend the law against the governor, but the law cannot be enforced against us. Members of the county assembly, that is the question before the speaker and before you. The public participation, if ever it was done on a wrong path, on a wrong locality. Lastly, on a question of law still, who was the public participation targeting? Look at the summons. The summons are in regard to a person called Notice of Motion for the Removal of the Governor Meru County, Honorable Bishop Kawira Faith Mwangaza. Who is that person? When my brother stands and gives you the documents of the true name of your governor, you were present when she was being sworn in by the judiciary. There was nobody sworn in by the judiciary called Bishop Kawira Faith Mwangaza. We have the judiciary certificate here.
Now, the Office of the Ombudsman, in collaboration with Samburu County Government, has said it is working on strategies to design units that will enable Kenyans access important government information as well as know any legal issues in all government offices in the county.
Speaking to journalists in Samburu County headquarters after having a meeting with stakeholders from the office, Samburu County Deputy Governor Gabriel Lenengwesi has said Samburu County government through the Office of the Ombudsman will help address and involve them. The leader also stated that all servants working in Samburu County government offices will get training that will enable them to know their responsibilities better. Lenengwesi has promised that Samburu County government will achieve the best environment for the Office of the Ombudsman ombudsman to ensure that all targeted strategies are successful. The deputy chairman of the Ombudsman, Washington Sati, in his part said the office would also be responsible for providing a detailed explanation to the public on projects developed by the county government. At the same time, he has said tomorrow the Ombudsman will organize a meeting in Maralal, Samburu County to motivate the citizens about his presence and the duties that the office aims to implement.
Commission for Administrative Justice ambaye pia wanaitwa Ombudsman ambaye wametutembelea leo kuona kutengeneza mikakati fanya tutafanya kazi pamoja kama county, na kwa niaba yangu na kwa niaba gavana wetu Honorable Atili Lelit, mimi nawakaribisha hao wote hapa hivi. Tutafanya kazi pamoja. Tumekuwa kwa ofisi yangu tukajadiliana venye tutafanya kazi pamoja. Kama venye mnajua ofisi ya Ombudsman ina deal na issues kuhusu complaints. Kama county tumeshughulika na mambo ya draft, ndio tutengeneza draft ya kutengeneza mambo to do with access to information, na pia watu watapata kupeleka complaints zao wapi.
Venye deputy governor amesema, tumekuwa na mkutano mzuri sana na yeye katika ofisi yake na wafanyikazi wenzake, timu yake kutoka katika different departments. Tumeweza kuzungumzia ni njia gani tutaendelea kufanya kazi pamoja ili tusaidie watu wa Samburu County wapate njia za kueleza malalamishi yao ambayo wanaweza kuwa nayo kuelekea ofisi zote za serikali. Wengi wanaweza kosa kujua ni wapi watapeana malalamishi yao, lakini ofisi ya Ombudsman imekuwa kwa miaka 10 sasa. Na ofisi yetu ya karibu iko Nyahururu, lakini tuna mpango na mikakati ya kuhakikisha kwamba pia kutoka kwa support ya county government tunaweza kuwa na ofisi hapa pia. Ofisi hii kazi yetu kuu ni, kwa mfano watu wanapotafuta IDs, kwa mfano watu wanapotafuta certificate ama vyeti vya shamba, kwa mfano watu wanapokuja katika ofisi hii ya county na hawapati huduma kama vile ambavyo wangependa, ofisi yetu iko pale kwa kuwasikiliza.
Now, heavy rains that poured in Butula, Busia County Tuesday night destroyed 4 classrooms in Dadera Primary School. According to Elisha Makoha, the incident that also left the school's head teacher office destroyed happened at around 7:30 p.m. The school management is now estimating the loss to be at over 3 million Kenya shillings, with the head teacher calling on the government to help them repair the classes before the national exams start in 5 days.
Kila kitu imetoka ikawa ni shida, tutafanya nini? Nikaita mwenzangu ambao anaitwa Evelyn Obare. Evelyn akakuja, tukaanza kushughulika na yeye kuangalia, kwa maana simu za wenzetu hazikuwa on. Yale madarasa ambayo yaliharibiwa na upepo ni madarasa 4 na ofisi ya mwalimu mkuu na ofisi ya walimu pia, that is staff room, ilikuwa affected. Na pia tuko na vio ambao viliharibiwa, milango 6, upepo pia ulibeba paa za choo pia.
Na tumepata kujua kwamba hata hilo jengo ambalo limeathirika, hilo jengo sio rahisi kufanya ukarabati. Ni jengo ambalo lazima litawekwa chini tuweke ingine.
Psychologically our learners are affected, but we are still thanking God that we are still talking to them to make a plan B, so that we can get a room where they can sit for exam, because KIPSE exam and Kenya National Examination Council, that is KCP is a mandatory. We must sit for that.
This morning I called the funds manager and he was telling me that they will come and construct new classrooms. So we are happy for Mheshimiwa for that kind of promise that is going to restore the classrooms that have been destroyed.
Oh, it's quite sad. We do hope that the government will move with speed and make sure that those classrooms are restored to their original shape, considering that the students will be starting the exams on Monday and they require conducive environment. Now, police officers in Eldoret town have today arrested more than 7 people who are believed to be thieves after a search that took more than an hour in 4 electronic shops. And as Dennis Toromo reports, the products worth 1 million Kenya shillings were successfully recovered.
Police officers in Eldoret have launched a search in 4 electronic product shops and seized a property worth millions of shillings that believed to have been stolen by unknown gangs.
Na leo tumefanya operation na tukaweza kunaza vitu electronics ambao mnaona nyuma yetu hapa. Tuko na simu around 156, tuko na laptops around 33. Mmeona tuko na cylinders za gas around 27. Tuko na laptops na vitu mingi, fridges. Mmeona siko pande hii, microwaves na vitu mingi ambao ni electronics.
Uasin Gishu County Police Commander Benjamin Mwadhi has confirmed the incident and report that the police carried out the operation for more than an hour under the close protection and captured 7 suspects who believed to be under the raid.
So tunaomba members of public waendelee kutupea information, kushirikiana na police officers, wale wako patrol na wale wako stations, watumie pia simu zetu kutupatia information kuhusu uhalifu.
The commander also said the ongoing situation of theft have been taking place for a longer time as the residents have been submitting complaints over the theft allegations.
At the same time, tuna appeal to the members of public, wale wamai kuibiwa juzi within Uasin Gishu and even outside this county waweze kukuja kwa sababu you have information ya kwamba hizi electronics sisa Uasin Gishu county peke yake, even the neighboring counties.
Among the stolen items are the electronics, which the commander confirmed that it is believed from the different counties and conveyed into one place in Eldoret.
Tumekuwa tukipata information kuanzia njuzi from members of public ya wakati nyumba zao zinafunjwa wana suspect hizi vitu inapelekwa within the town. So officers wameweza kufanya uchunguzi yao na tukajua mahali most of the items zinapelekwa.
The police commander has also said the properties found are estimated in different areas and other neighboring counties, while calling on the locals who lost any electronic product to visit the central center to check their properties. Toromo Dennis, EBN TV, Prime Edition.
Now, away from that, the Public Service Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria has asserted that all Kenyans working in civil service must retire by the age of 60 years. Speaking during the unveiling of the National Youth Service NYS re-engineering program at the NYS headquarters in Ruaraka, Nairobi County, Kuria noted that this is part of the state's aim to modernize public service by replacing older public servants with young Kenyans, maintaining an 80-20 ratio between the technical staff and support staff.
PS Public Service, I really want to request you to work with the Director General of NYS to ensure that we have people who are living here to actually do diplomas and degrees at the Kenya School of Government, so that it becomes a graduation point for those people who are living here, so that they can also have a chance to graduate and work in government. We have a workforce that is nearing aging. A lot of senior cadres in government now, watu kama unaona watu wako na miaka 57, 58, 59, and as they retire, and I wish them blissful retirement, hawa vijana ndio watachukua nafasi zao. Nimeona hapa hawa vijana wetu ambao wanafanya kazi kule kwa airport, hata tumewaweka baridi, hata wameambiwa waombe kazi, wanaanza kutetemeka. Sio makosa yao, ni makosa yetu, kwa sababu tumeweka hawa vijana baridi. Now they have stopped believing that it is possible. But you have seen the case of Anthony here, a man who today is self-employed, who passed through this service. You can do it. And I want to tell you something. I was part of this NYS when during 2015 we created the new vision under the first Jubilee government. Na ijapokuwa mambo ilienda mrama, hiyo ndoto, it was a sound dream. And as a part of those people who created that dream, mimi niko hapa kama bazuu sasa kuensure ya kwamba tunarudisha hii NYS katika ile ndoto tulikuwa nayo 2015.
Now, it's quite interesting, especially looking at what Moses Kuria today outlined, different issues, including, he just noted that including public servants or those who will be joining the public service will have to go through paramilitary training so as to equip them with the right and expected personalities to handle those specific offices. Now we are waiting to see the views of Kenyans with regards to that specific sentiment made earlier by the CES of public service. Now moving on, President William Ruto has continued to call on international communities to consider investing in Africa, noting that Africa has resources that need to be properly exploited. Expressing his support, Crowned Prince of Saudi Arabia Mohammed bin Salman said Kenya is a pillar of stability and growth in Africa, noting that Saudi Arabia will use Kenya as a platform to broaden its investment into Africa.
The one thing I would want to say that the globe must listen to us is it is not possible anymore to do something at the corner and expect that it doesn't affect other parts of the world. Yeah. Just the same way, we have a huge demographic dividend in Africa. We have big population of young people, learned, creative, innovative. Unless we have inclusive growth, either we invest in exploiting renewable assets that are in abundance in our continent, use it to grow, to smelt bauxite, use it to add value to our iron ore, create jobs in our continent, you will never stop the wave of migration. It doesn't matter how high walls you build. Yeah. It doesn't matter what regulations on immigration you put. It's an exercise in futility. We have a global village. We have one home we share. We better live together because this is what it is.
Mr. President.
And that is why we have walked away from the North versus South issue, because we have one world and we need to realize that that's what it is.
Now, his deputy, that is Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, has asked Kenyans living abroad to invest in the country, assuring them of the security of their investment and better interests. Speaking in, that is Brussels, during his official tour in the country, Gachagua has called on Kenyans living abroad, noting that the government had made it easier for them to invest and get better returns.
Is critical to the Ruto administration. That is exactly why the President established the State Department for Diaspora Affairs to closely work with you in addressing your specific issues and unlock your investment potential. As our frontline economic warriors, such a meeting today will raise issues of concern, which will table before the inaugural political consultations in Nairobi on 24th November 2023 for strategic interventions by the two nations. We are also seeking to strengthen the remittance portfolio for a strong economy. It is important at this point that geopolitical issues have negatively affected international trade, and our shilling has been sliding against international currency.
Some of you have been here for the longest. We have students who are in school. I feel very elated to know that you are men and women of resilience. And we love the boy children and we are taking care of you. We are having your back, and back home we are saying it is time to protect.
Siaya Governor James Orengo has called on the Salaries and Remuneration Commission SRC to be flexible enough and allow county governments to hire staff based on their respective needs. Orengo reiterated that SRC needs to consider their proposal as long as governors can justify the hiring of any other additional staff.
Yeah, so sometimes we think the SRC should be flexible if we can demonstrate that there's justification. I think we have that advice that we should, when we require to take advisors or people in the governor's office with particular duties, we should write to SRC and give a justification for that. But I would say that even before we do that, I think it should be a little bit more elastic, having seen the experiences. I think almost in every county, people have gone beyond the advice by the CRC. But sometimes in our operations, you find as the office of the governor, you want your normal staff to be continuing with their work as spelled out in their conditions and terms of service.
The wage bill always has two components. There is the revenue side, then obviously there is the cost control side, which is what we do on an ongoing basis. We believe that if we focus on the revenue side, we will stand a better chance of attaining 35% faster. Doesn't mean we don't do the other management of the wage bill on a continuous basis. And therefore, the issue which we are all familiar about, the revenue challenge that everybody has, one of the drivers from a HR perspective, because we all manage human resources, is your performance management and productivity. Most counties don't have a robust performance management framework. I don't know where CI is, but there are very few who are implementing performance contracts properly.
Now, the national government has committed to revive the Tana Delta irrigation scheme that seeks to serve 30,000 acres of land in a bid to boost food security in the country. Now, the government is now ready to complete the first phase of the project and initiate rice farming. The area residents have welcomed the move, noting that the project will provide more job opportunities to the youth.
Na hii mchele ambayo imepandwa hapa, tukiwa tuna matarajio ya kwamba tutafanya biashara vyema na wafanyikazi wa hii sehemu. Hii soko ya mchele hapa Tana River kwa sasa, kwa kiwango kikubwa tumekuwa tukichukua sehemu ya Hola na Bura, lakini sasa vile sehemu hii pia imeanza, tunao matarajio makubwa ya kwamba kile kiwango ambacho tumekuwa tukinunua kitaongezeka kwa kiwango kikubwa, ambapo itakuwa inatufaidisha sisi pia na wakazi wa sehemu hii.
Tumeandikwa, tujaajiriwa hivyo, lakini tumeandikwa kama wafanyikazi wa mikono. Tunashukuru, inatupatia riziki za watoto, tunasomesha, ndio tunashukuru nayo hiyo. Kuna kazi nyingi tofauti. Kuna kusafisha, kuna kupanda, kuna kutoa kwekwe. Kuna mambo mengi tofauti hapa kwa shamba ambazo tunafanya.
We are here to inspect this project called Tana Delta Rice Irrigation Project. It is a very, very strategic project to the government. It is a project that involves partnership.
Now in Laikipia County, pastoralist communities in the county are reaping big from sale of carbon credits following conservation efforts they have been carrying out on their community land. The carbon credit is a global venture where developed nations are paying for carbon emissions to developing countries who are in conservation.
Kwa upande ya carbon sisi tuna katika conservancies za NRT, out of the 43 conservancies, 14 conservancies ndio zilipata carbon katika conservancies za NRT. Katika hii region yetu ni conservancy 5. Moja hiyo conservancy ni conservancy ambayo tunasherehekea leo hiyo launch bursary. Each conservancy wanapata carbon ya pesa milioni 36. Kati ya hii milioni 36 kunakuwa na formula ya kugawa hizi pesa. Lakini hii conservancy ambayo leo tuko ambayo inaibunga hapa ni ya kipekee kwa sababu wakati carbon ilikuwa wanaanzisha mambo ya carbon, ilikuwa kama 1 unit. So wakati ilikuwa kama 1 unit walihesabiwa kama Naibonga. Lakini sasa hizi wamejidivide into 3, Naibonga Upper, Naibonga Lower, Naibonga Central. So wana divide ile 36 million yao, each conservancy inapata 12 million.
Ukiangalia huku mahali tuko ni Laikipia North na imejaa wanyama wa pori kama ndovu, na wameanza kuwa kule kwa sababu ya hifadhi pia ya miti. Kwa hiyo inatuletea utalii, na miti yetu ambayo tumehifadhi imefanya tupate carbon credit. Kama tungehifadhi hatungepata, na hii carbon credit imetusaidia kwa mambo ya elimu.
Tumeweza kusaidia mtoto mfugaji ili aweze kuendelea na masomo yake. Pesa haya tunayapata kupitia Naibonga hapa, nao wakipata pesa zao kutoka NRT, pesa hiyo tunaita ya carbon, uhifadhi wa mazingira katika kwetu hapa kwetu. Tunahifadhi mazingira kwa kupanda miti mashuleni. Tumeanzisha vilabu vya wanafunzi wanapanda miti mashuleni, pia wanapanda manyumbani.
Na mvua namna hii tunafanya mpango ya grazing ya wanyama. Kwa hivyo tunapatia nyasi ile kwa upande mmoja na alafu upande mwingine nyasi tunakula, na hiyo inawezesha kuweka nyasi mingi kwa ardhi na ambaye inatengeneza carbon mzuri, na ndio tunaweza kulipa.
Now it is 31 minutes past 9 p.m. Many thanks for staying with me all that while. Now remember to join Cynthia Nanjala tomorrow morning for a very engaging discussion. Many thanks. Once again, my name is Samia Dika. Do have a lovely night.